Yo, Still Mills, what's the deal, man? I just got off work, man. I'm heading to the crib, man, and get something to eat and kick my feet up before I go to the gym tonight and pick my kids up, man. But peep game, man. I like the I like how I'm finding different avenues to discuss on this channel outside of boxing. Everything ain't gotta be about boxing. And one thing that I've been particularly talking about is, race relations as it pertains to, different nationalities with this overt level of comfort with saying the word nigga. And the other thing is hip hop. I'm very passionate about hip hop culture. Very passionate about it, man. I love it. I revere it. I refuse to let anybody come in here and rattle the foundation on which this culture was created on, man. So hip hop is something that I'm going to be speaking out a little bit more about on this channel, man. And with that being said and done, I gotta say condolences to the family of PNB Rock, man. I got to, man. One thing I've been noticing, and I just got into it with not necessarily got into it, but we just had a back and forth last night with one of my guys, and I never met him personally, man. I've been trying to link with him every time I go to LA, you know what I'm saying? Nigga be faking and all that. Like, bro, come slide on me. But we was having a back and forth about what's going on in LA, man. And what's honestly, LA just seems like it's, becoming a bit more aggressive. Because people have been playing with their street politics for some time now. I want to say, niggas really started wanting to be down with the, with the red and the blue when I hit high school. Like, when I say niggas really wanting to be down with it, I mean cities that didn't, you didn't have that culture there. It was all, gang culture isn't relegated to just LA. It isn't relegated to just LA. Every city with an urban environment has a gang culture, but the riding a certain, I don't want to say riding a wave, but attaching yourself onto a certain city street politics is something, in LA in particular, is something that's a lot more newer in the now. When I was growing up, I'm born in '86. California street politics hit my city in like '84. And other cities in the Midwest, Kansas City, St. Louis in particular. I don't think Detroit. I think Detroit is a new city that, is Bloods and Crips out there in the now. I know in the South, in Texas in particular, it's been prevalent since the 80s. It's, that culture has been out there since the 80s, man. With a lot of these other cities, New Orleans and, Boston and New York and Philly and Connecticut, Atlanta. A lot of these cities in the now have been, they've taken the what's the word I want to look for? They fell into the allure of LA street politics because how it is in the now. Back in the day, you couldn't even get a deal if your street affiliation was too potent. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about back in the day when I was growing up, LA was, you had Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood and South Central. You had all, and even there was a TV show called South Central, and it gave you a raw look on what life was like in Compton, Watson, South Central, Inglewood, and all them places, Gardena, Hawthorne, all these different, even in the Valley, even in like Pacoima and shit like that, they gave you a deep and, in-depth look on what life was like in these cities and how you couldn't wear certain hats, you couldn't wear certain colors, you couldn't wear certain jerseys because that could cost you your life. So now and Suge Knight was the one who, when Suge Knight was running the music business, he kind of had, it was a fear of LA. It was a fear like, man, we got to go to LA. We got to go to LA. I remember my first time in Inglewood. I'm like, in LA, we stayed in Inglewood. I'm like, man, we in Inglewood, bro? Like, of all places? Because I'm still operating off of that fear that resonated within you when you heard LA from the 90s. It's like, fuck, man, we out here in the trenches. We real life out here in the trenches, man. So, and even then we can go back before Suge Knight. You had NWA and Ice-T. They never really spoke on you knew they was gang affiliated, but you ain't know what hood they was from. Unless you knew about who, you knew about Big U and shit like that, and the like, but Ice-T, he gave it up for Big U and all the 60s who was doing their thing over there in their hood, hitting licks and selling dope and all that. But you wouldn't know who them cats were unless you're from that city. When NWA was fresh on the scene, niggas didn't know that MC Ren and Eazy-E was from Kelly Park, Compton. They didn't know that. Because they wasn't out there pushing that shit. They wasn't out there banging on that shit. Only motherfuckers who was really banging on wax was the niggas from Banging on Wax. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know Snoop Dogg was from Rolling 20s. I didn't know that growing up. That's something I didn't find out till later on in life. I didn't know fucking Corrupt was from the 60s. I ain't know that. I ain't know Daz is either from Insane Crip or he's from 20s. He's from one of the two, but I did not know that. I didn't know Suge was from the Mob. I didn't know that. I ain't know Big Syke was from IVC. I didn't know that. Even the Young Soldiers with Big Y and them, I ain't know the niggas was from Crenshaw Mafia to the niggas was really getting on Banging on Wax shit. Them was the only niggas who was letting their street affiliations be known like that, was the niggas off Banging on Wax. I think DJ Quick is the one who first came out and said, nigga, this Treetop Pyru. I think he was the first one to say that shit. And I remember he shouted the Dom Moves Up Here out when he came up here. Cause I see the B-Dogs in the back with up blood, and niggas start hitting him up. That was the first individual that I've been told came out and let it be known what hood he was from in LA, outside of the niggas of Banging on Wax. So now you fast forward, that was in the 90s. You fast forward, 2005, 2006 with Lil Wayne, who just so happens to be the most prominent rapper, one of the most prominent rappers in the game at that particular point in time. Mac 10 went down there, even with, like I said, Dub C and Mac 10. I didn't know Mac 10 was from Queen Street. I didn't know Dub C was from 111 neighborhood. I didn't know that shit. I did not know that. Because they ain't get on wax and let what hood they was from be known. You could get blackballed for shit like that in that particular time. So now you fast forward with Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is one of the most prominent rappers, one of the most prominent rap figures in the game. He really started coming into prominence around the Carter. So we talking 05, 06, 04 maybe. Well, let me see, the Carter, I forget what year it was. But Mac 10 is the one who went down there and laced him with all that shit. Mac 10 turned that city out back in the 90s. Or the early 2s. No, I think it was it was like the late 90s, the early 2s. And then with him, he links up with Dipset, Jim Jones and all them niggas, and really start rocking with them niggas. And Jim Jones is from a hood out there in LA or New York who didn't even get put on by LA niggas. Them 9 Trey G niggas was niggas. They was niggas who was getting crashed in the pen by the Puerto Rocks and the Dominicans, in particular the Latin Kings. And they just said, yo, one of the niggas read Monster Cody's book and said, yo, we gonna just do this. We gonna do this blood thing. And that's why the politics out there is a little bit more goofy as it pertains to Banging the Five and that's a different story. We ain't gonna get into all of that shit. But with him, he was able to take a street element and turn it into something glamorous and something that could be marketed to gain attention and raise the notoriety and status of your artist. Wayne is a nigga who started that shit. With being a blood it's acceptable, and not even just acceptable, but just it's the popular thing to do. It's cool to be a Damu now. So you got years and years of this nigga being, and he's still at the top of the game. You got years and years of this nigga being at the top of the game. Naturally, niggas who coming up under him are going to want to be a part of that conglomerate. And now with him, it's so goofy now because Wayne is a nigga who ushered in a lot of other shit as well. Wayne is a nigga who started coming on the scene with the skinny jeans. Wayne ushered a lot of this goofy shit in, and now nigga it's just so it's weird now to where street politics from LA street politics they're so diluted to where it's like it's a joke. He bred a nigga like Tekashi 6ix9ine where certain shit like that, where the weirdo shit has become acceptable. Now Tekashi 6ix9ine could walk around with rainbow colored hair and talk about this whoop shit. You dig? They could walk around and talk about this whoop shit. I remember watching a video with Tekashi 6ix9ine and all his homies walking around with red flags hanging out their pocket in LA. Mind you, I got banged on in LA for being I was bloody as shit out there in some red shorts. I ain't had no security or nothing with me. I was out there with some homies. They was on my ass. And the night before, that shit got hella active out there. And if had that shit not happened the night before, I probably would have been a casualty out there. Straight up and down. So now you got a Puerto Rican dude coming out there with a whole bunch of New York niggas walking around with red flags hanging out their back pocket. Just cause, you know, cause he's trying to sign some Hoover niggas or whatever the case may be. So they allowed it. And I'm like, y'all niggas wouldn't allow that shit from niggas in your own city. But you gonna allow it for... It just goes to show you how diluted and watered down gang culture has gotten as it pertains to LA. Because it's not, is it real out there? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, it's real deal out there, man. It's real as a motherfucker out there, man. But now outside of that shit, everybody is latched on to this LA street culture to where it's more of it's popular now to be a blood. It's the end thing to be a blood now. It's the end thing. It's cool to be. Back in the day, it was, you know, niggas was cripping. Crip niggas was running the game. Now it's Dom Who's running the game. Except you had Nipsey. Now niggas is trying, you know, and we all know what Nipsey was able, what he did. He made cripping a beautiful thing. He made it a beautiful thing. Investing back into his neighborhood and his community and everything. He made cripping a beautiful thing. He honestly did. So now, we rolling 60s. We 6-0 rolling. It's just becoming a circus act, not on Nipsey's behalf, because that's a thoroughbred brother right there. Rest in peace to him. But when you look at niggas like Lil Wayne, and Lil Wayne ushered in a lot of goofy shit, and you know them Dipset niggas, they ushered in a lot of goofiness. So now they have rattled and just rattled the foundation of which gang culture was created on. To where it's like, now niggas is gonna have to start checking in. Now niggas is gonna have to start doing this and that and the third. And now here we are. I don't know how many years later, where it's like now all these celebrities seem to be being subject to the harm and wrongdoing on behalf of what fuck niggas did to niggas to the street politics out there. There's no way you can convince me that all these niggas going out to LA getting laid down has nothing to do with how sweet LA is looking. Dude, damn, my nigga. It's nothing you can tell me to convince me otherwise that, a lot of these niggas being harmed out there has nothing to do with how these niggas is playing with the street politics in LA. You cannot convince me of that. You cannot convince me of that. You cannot convince me of that. Niggas is playing games with these cats out, just with their street politics, and it's ruffling feathers. It's ruffling feathers. There are cities that they would frown on gang culture. 20 years down the line, now they super bloods now. Or they super crippin'. Even when niggas check into certain neighborhoods in LA, like they check into the more popularized gangs. Like all bloods want to go and kick it with Pyru niggas. All Damus want to go hang with Pyru niggas. They want to go to Bompton and kick it with all the Pyru niggas. They don't go down. They ain't sliding through Inglewood or whatever. Like, no. I'm trying to link with Crenshaw Mafia niggas when I go out there, because that's the nigga who came up here. Them is the niggas who came up here and turned the city out. When Crip niggas go out to LA, they go into the rolling 60s. They go into Grape Street, the more popularized Crip sets out there. I want to go link with the Santana blocks. Them is the niggas who came up here and turned the city out. So niggas don't go to neighborhoods that if they have a lengthy history of gang history, they don't go to the neighborhoods that put those cities on. They go to the city and go to the neighborhoods that have the They go to the neighborhoods that have the of the more popular gangs. You dig? Because it's trendy now. It's fashion. It's a fashion statement to be a part of a gang now. And that particular element is bleeding down to all of these rappers who come out there now. Yes, it is definitely, you know, thirsty niggas on the hunt looking for a quick come up. I have no doubt about that. I have no doubt about that, man. But niggas is not getting laid down in other cities. And his point, you know, the point the homie was talking about was they don't get, because I brought up Chicago. Oh man, who lives in Chicago? Who goes to Chicago? I'm like, bro. And I said New York as well. I said Philly. You ain't no one going to them cities. Niggas move to LA. You got a point. It's like, these ain't tourists just getting laid down. All right, you got a point. So now, what about Miami? You don't think niggas is moving to Miami? Hell the fuck yeah, they moving to Miami. Hell yeah, the beaches are warmer in Miami. The water feels better in Miami. Hell yes, they moving to Miami as well. No other city is racking up a death toll of outside rappers other than LA. Nigga, now, and you know, a few situations popping off where a nigga from out of town may get smoked here and get smoked there. That is, you know, that's not the same as what's happening in LA. You can make a list of the rappers dating back to Biggie who have been clipped going to LA that wasn't from LA. And even Biggie had LA gang ties to the Southside Compton niggas. You can start making a list of the Pop Smoke and Quando Rondo's homeboy, and now you got PNB and all that shit, and you can make a list and start to go down and, oh shit. Wow, okay, yeah. You can make that list and go down. They don't do, Atlanta is another destination spot for, you know, for, because they shit for years, for well over 10 years, they was running the game. You can make a list of rappers who are being taken out of town rappers who getting smoked out in LA. You can make a list of them now. A lot of that shit is starting to bleed to that's just what it is. Y'all playing with us. Y'all playing with our politics. Y'all playing with our street culture. Y'all are playing. They don't do that shit in Chicago. Niggas do not play with Chicago gang politics. Because the guidelines in Chicago street politics are a lot more strenuous than LA street politics. All this BD and GD shit that niggas is talking about now. Back when I was growing up, you did not know what nation niggas was coming from. I still don't know where Hood Twista is from. I don't know. I don't know if he. I don't know if he is Stone. I don't know if he a Vice Lord. I don't know if he a Four Corner Hustler. I don't know what he is. I know he bang his hat to the left, and I know he peoples, or he's people affiliated. But you don't know what hood he's from in particular. Crucial Conflict is the only niggas that I knew that was really coming out letting it be known. Nigga, this Stone, this Vice Lord, this and that. Them was the only niggas I knew that was on that. Every other Chicago rapper you did not know. And to this day, well, not as much to this day, because now niggas is being a little bit more vocal with, you know, what hood they from and shit like that. But, you know, it was a thing they called silence and secrecy. That was one of they bylaws out there. You could not, if you not from my hood, you ain't from my nation, you ain't supposed to know what nation I come from. And they banged on that shit. They stood on that. They stood 10 toes on that shit. So, and now they're the most influential rappers at this point in time. Everybody want to make drill music now, and they lead the bodies in this country. They lead body cases in this country. Niggas know what time it is with the rack. I don't like saying the rack, but I know there's certain people who don't like that. You know, they don't like that phrase. They don't like the term Chirac from Chicago niggas. But they don't play within politics up there because they know, all right, bro, like, nah. Lil Wayne was not no nigga that was out there in the streets thugging. He bought his way into his hood. So with that, oh man, we can be you can pay your way into this. I bet that. Von was a nigga with multiple bodies on him. Ain't no paying your way into that shit. And he came back and fed the wolves, bro. Von was different. All these rapping, the majority of these rap niggas who's coming up out of Chicago, them is thoroughbreds. Them is thorough dudes. Them is thorough dudes. Okay. So, and because of that, they don't play, you know, they just the whole ambiance of Chicago, nigga, that shit is real out there. So they don't go out there and play no games with the niggas. All these gang injunctions on LA gangs and all that shit, man, like that shit, it makes niggas think, oh man, LA ain't what it was in the 90s and in the 80s, because honestly it wasn't, or it isn't. New York ain't what it was in the 90s and the 80s, because when I was out there last time, it was police on every corner. But these niggas have turned LA street politics into some, you know, into a circus act. They turned it into a circus act. I don't know how many times niggas have made Big Y and them B not for sale. The B is not for sale, bro. This shit is not for sale. Damu culture is being laughed at right now because you niggas think this shit is sweet. Lil Wayne and Jim Jones and all them niggas have ushered all you blood niggas, you newfound blood niggas into this shit. And a lot of you niggas is goofy. It's niggas down there in New Orleans who gay. Doing the most. It's like, yo, y'all don't see how sweet, not even New Orleans, just Young Thug. And he's an official dude, but just look at how the sweet shit that he does. Wearing skirts and all that shit, man. That shit is frowned upon. Like, nigga, that shit ain't acceptable. And y'all niggas is out here making a mockery of this shit, man. All that shit is playing right into all of just the energy that's surrounding LA. It's up in LA right now. It's up in LA. It's up. Like, and it ain't just with rappers. It ain't just with rappers, man. It's, you know, it's been a lot of shootouts and the whole type of wild. I keep my ear to the street on what's going on in LA. It's wild out there right now. It honestly is. But these rappers who are coming out there to LA, they're being marked. They're being marked. And that's something that we got to pay attention to. That's something we got to pay attention to, man, because the shit is real deal out there, man. Niggas keep going out there thinking shit is sweet. They think shit is sweet, and, you know, just all these rapping niggas is fucking it up for other niggas who cut, like, bro, no. Niggas always got robbed when they went out there. It was Bow Wow from Grape Street robbed goddamn Busy Bone. I heard about that years ago. So niggas was always getting robbed out there. But these is bodies that's getting dropped now of rappers, out of town rappers. That's fucked up. Stop playing with their politics, man. Stop bullshitting. And honestly, niggas do need to check in. Niggas do need to check in when they go to these, in particular with LA. You do need to check in. You need a street team out there. Not just because you want to be in the hood and be on some extra out shit, but you got to have somebody that's going to hold you down. You got to have them niggas that's like, all right, yo, listen, even if we not with him, if you get him, it's us you got to deal with. These niggas do got to check in. I think it's the logical thing to do. You link with a nigga that is somewhat street affiliated to, he ain't even got to be no wolf out there, but he may know niggas that can put you in contact with them niggas over there and get, all right, yeah, cool. I need to get next to them niggas because I need to know that my life is in good, is maybe not in good hands, but I need to, if I feed y'all, rest assured y'all gonna want to continue getting this money with me. Cool. That's my security right there. And if you fuck with him, you are, you know, inadvertently fucking with my bread. So it's gonna be a problem that you're gonna have to run that with us. Niggas gotta check in. Niggas gotta get familiar with these, with just. I ain't saying be in the hood. I'm not saying that, man. But you gotta tap in with somebody that can hold you down while you out there, cause you're not from there. You're not from there. It ain't like, yo, nigga, get at you. All right, cool. We got an idea who did it, so y'all homies can go and slide back on them on some get back shit. It ain't like that. You not at the crib. You out of your element, man. Niggas do need street teams. Y'all, they need a street team. That man should have had a street team. Now his lady shouldn't have posted what she posted. She should not have done that. She should not have done that, but you need a street. She shouldn't have did that. But even then, you still need a street team. Because, I mean, shit, man. Why can't I? Yo, I'm at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle. That's my favorite food. Why wouldn't I want to post that? And they still trying to live their lives as regular people, man. Like, y'all ain't cool. I make music. But shit, man, why I gotta be extra? Why I gotta, you know, disguise myself to go to the grocery store and all that extra shit? I'm a regular nigga. That's their mentality. And I don't blame them for that. So all I'm saying is this, man. Rest in peace, that nigga PNB Rock. Fuck whoever recorded that shit. That man bleeding out. You recording that shit. Like, that's some sucker shit. That clout chasing shit, man. That's some buster shit. That, like, yo, man, whoever. They did that same shit with Nipsey when he died. You know, recording Lauren London having a nervous breakdown, coming into the hospital. Like, yo, that shit is whack, man. Like, give people. That is a private moment. That is a moment that's not supposed to be broadcasted to the fucking world. There was a point in time you couldn't have, death being put on the TV screen or any screen, that was an extremity. That was an extremity. Now we're so desensitized to it. Oh shit, man, I'm gonna go watch this nigga die. Just put that shit up on the Summer Jam screen and just watch this man bleed out and fight for his life. That shit was whack. That shit was whack. That shit was whack, man. So, rest in peace, PNB Rock, man. I need all of these niggas, all these rappers, to really be on their P's and Q's when they go out to LA. And this shit is gonna start to have a zero effect, because that might fuck around and start. If your rappers come out here, we on their ass. We can't get to the niggas who did it. So when the LA nigga come out here, because you know that's the point, to get out, you know, to get your music known nationally. So when they start touching other cities, we on his ass. And here the fuck we go with some, the shit, man, dude, rest in peace, PNB Rock, man. All you rapping niggas, leave them LA politics alone, bro. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Especially if you ain't grow up in it or around it, leave it alone. A lot of y'all niggas don't go to y'all hood. A lot of y'all niggas, you know, as they say, check in. Y'all don't, y'all ain't feeding the block. I ain't giving niggas studio time. Niggas ain't coming to the studio with y'all. I done heard niggas say, yo, man, shit, pay for a fucking funeral. Niggas got to get out on the block and sell all these dinners and shit and do car washes to bury their comrades. Put it on the GoFundMe to bury them. Take that burden off of their mama's shoulders. Do something. It's trendy now, and with this shit being trendy, it's that's at the top of it. I know for a fact that's at the top of it. Nobody can tell me otherwise. That's at the top of it, and it's trickling down. It's a trickle down effect. To where the motherfucker who's actually doing the killing possibly ain't. Oh man, I ain't tripping off them other niggas doing repping LA politics. I ain't on that shit. But that is the crux of this shit. Cause motherfuckers think they can play with that shit. So man, just stop playing games, man. Rest in peace to PNB Rock. Rest in peace Pop Smoke. Rest in peace Quando Rondo's homeboy. Rest in peace all Biggie, my favorite rapper. Rest in peace them niggas, man. And just, y'all be careful when y'all slide out there, man. Just really be on your P's and Q's and get with some niggas that's gonna hold you down and look out for you and your family while y'all out there, man, when y'all move out there. Because niggas, it's too much to live for, to be a statistic like that, man. Especially with these vultures out here who clearly ain't got no problem with recording you taking your last breath. Niggas will do anything for clout. Niggas will do anything to go viral. Niggas will do anything that, oh man, I'm the one who recorded it. I got it on camera. That is disturbing, just how desensitized we are to death nowadays. As a society, we are just desensitized to that shit now, man. Where a motherfucker can just sit there and just watch you bleed out and not even have the courtesy to say, man, nah, man, I can't do nothing for this, man. Let me walk away. Let me turn my camera phone off. Let me get off Instagram and Facebook Live. We just gonna watch the shit. Oh shit, he bleeding out. That is just no sense of morale, man. So rest in peace, PNB Rock, man. I ain't even listened to his music, and it's bothering me, man. So prayers to his family, his loved ones, and y'all be easy when y'all go out to LA, man.